So now I would like to invite two UBC alumni, Danil Platonov, a graduate of the Institute of Applied Mathematics graduate program, and the founder of Socratic Learn and Joy case, a graduate from the M, as the founder of AI for All Live. Both are dedicated to using AI to enhance education. Today, they will be presenting on the topic of agentic AI for deep conceptual understanding. So welcome, Danil and Joy.
Thank you. So excited to get right into our presentation here. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen. Welcome to our world of convolution. That is the adaptive multi-agent AI learning for our changing world, powered by soclearn.org. And this is what we see as the future of adaptive education. So what is convolution? Convolution, it combines personal tutor, curriculum builder, faculty assistant, and multimodal explainer into one integrated system. Think of CanMigo plus ChatGPT Edu plus Notebook LM and a full college tutor faculty, all combined. You can even make your own agents and tools for learning and teaching agents. You have a personal tutor for one-on-one guidance, curriculum builder for structuring complete learning paths, and faculty assistant, which will support educators in real time. The system is excellent for professors and for learners and lifelong learning journeys.
So let me do a quick demo.
Sure. And Daniel's going to demo for us teaching agents, explainer agents, Socratic reasoning agents, and visualization agents.
Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. So here's a explainer agent, which I call narrator. So this is kind of similar to how you can create different agent roles in ChatGPT. So here, the narrator is very similar to ChatGPT. It splits a lesson into small chunks, and then it feeds the student one chunk at a time. For example, here you have one narrator turn, another narrator turn, and we also have a teacher which doesn't just explain, but like it asks. It's a lot. It puts a lot more effort into asking questions and making sure the student understands before proceeding. So you notice that if you do a teacher agent role, then the teacher replies are much smaller than the narrator roles, and so by combining together these two roles, you can create a more deeper experience for the student, because first you can explain and then you ask questions, but not the two. So that's a bit harder to do just with ChatGPT, for example. Now here's another agent we have, and this one it doesn't do text, instead it does code. Notice it just doesn't really explain anything, it just does code. And this code can be executed and then produces plots. So you can combine this agent with the other two agents to create an experience where you have an agent that explains, the agent that asks questions, and an agent that produces illustrations. And basically here's how it's gonna look like all together. So you have narrator and teacher, and you have this technical illustrator which would produce plots that are relevant to the discussion. So I think that's it for this demo.
So as you saw, we've got learning agents, feedback and encouragement agents to track mastery and motivate for action. We also have language assistants. This system supports many languages. So it is also supporting accessibility in that it is speech to speech as well as text. And it requires multi-agent orchestration, which seamlessly coordinate all of the agents together. Sorry, just a moment here. I gotta go back. Daniel?
Yeah, so like just to compare based to the other tools on the market, there is, I already mentioned that there is ChatGPT, which you can kind of create one agent at a time using prompt, but like it's harder to create multiple agents because ChatGPT is basically a simulated dialogue. It's not a conversation with multiple roles. And the other things that have been done before is Hanmin Go, which is a Khan academic project where they use their own learning materials and attach a language model to it. So the difference from that is that we allow you to submit your own documents, and as well as like it's a bit more modern than Hanmin Go, and there's there's multiple agents. There's you can do there's code execution, so there's actual a complete virtual machine running behind the scenes that allows you to do pretty much anything. There's also Claude and like other tools like that, where, for example, you can upload a PDF of the book you're reading for a class, and you can ask questions based on what you don't understand. But the difference with our system is that in our system, it lets you learn things you don't know. So it lets you explore unknown unknowns. So even if you don't know what to ask, our system would split the document into small chunks, and you can inspect what you're supposed to know ahead of time. And what's the next slide? Yes, like I mentioned, we can split documents in the table of contents, and this way ensures that we have complete coverage over this whole thing that's covered in the book. And we also have multiple agents, and we also can track analytics based on what how people converse with the system, and this analytics can then be used to improve the student experience. This analytics can be sent back to the instructor, so instructor can inspect what students have trouble with. We also have a complete integration with Python and Jupyter. So if you want to expand, like you can write your own Jupyter widget as a Python package, and it's gonna just work. And both the agents and the user can run code. So you can use it as kind of a Jupyter notebook augmentation because it basically uses a complete Jupyter notebook behind the scenes as well. And next slide.
So this is the win of the multi-agent system, beyond one size fits all. Most AI tools are monolithic, but convolution having the multiple agents for multiple pedagogical tasks with real-time routing, personalized learning adjustments, and structured curriculum generation. It's an entire AI faculty, not just a ChatGPT that teaches. So for this, you have distributed expertise. You have real-time routing, which is intelligent coordination between the agents, and adaptive paths for personalized learning adjustments per learner in the moment of the learning.
Yes, and for deploying, it's very easy. Once you upload your learning materials, you can just copy a link to, for example, Canvas, or you can embed it with iframe as well, or you can use it as a standalone web app. You can also deploy a system on your on premises if you like. Uh, you can connect any LLM provider you like. You can set up your own Jupyter virtual machine, and so it's very flexible. Uh, and like I mentioned, you can extend it with your own Python packages and write in your own agents. And next slide.
So it's built on the automated Socratic learning platform framework, which helps the learners master complex topics through intelligent questioning and interactive lessons. So this platform provides comprehensive documentation resources for educators, administrators, and learners. So we're going to show you how to integrate it with your existing systems to configure this for your pedagogy and adaptive learning paths. It is very easy to upload docs and interact. You can upload any document, simple PDF slide, notes, or textbooks. Drag and drop for easy file management, automatically process multi-agent systems, and documents immediately become structured learning modules. You will interact with multi-agent teachers and chat naturally with your personal AI tutor. You'll ask questions for Socratic guidance and get explanations, visualizations, and practice problems. You'll have real-time constructive feedback and personalized learning. This is so that you might have a structured learning path for your own content, interactive quizzes built in, adaptive difficulty based on your own progress. And for the professors and educators, you can link this to your website, your Canvas, and you can email the lessons directly to students. And now Daniel is going to do a demonstration for us.
Okay. Do you see my screen? Wait. Do you see my screen?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, like here's where I stopped before. This is a lesson. It's based on, I believe, a book that I uploaded. It's the book is called Advances in Financial Machine Learning by Marcos Lopez de Prado. And this lesson like covers how you predict dollar bars in financial data structures. And like I showed you up to this point, where you had like a short discussion about what the student knows, and then the teacher can ask a bunch of questions to introduce the topic. It can produce some sample data to see what it actually looks like. And it asks some questions like related to the discussion. For example, here the relevant question is like it substitutes some concrete numbers for so the student can think about it a bit. And I think in this case the problem was like you take a threshold of a sum, and based on how you like, and the teacher was asking like how are you going to partition it, because I read this book today and I don't think that question like came up to me, but like until this system like questioned me about it. And now it can also pull the data directly from real data from Yahoo Finance. So here it pulls it and it helps the student process this data. Like so you can see it, it can do tables as well, not just plots. And like it how the student process the data in a way that's relevant to the discussion. And so just to show other features that we have, let me open like a fresh lesson, like say open pharmacy. Yes. Let's see. Introduction to homeostasis. So another features they have is that like once you open the once you load the book, it's going to produce this lesson plan for each mini lesson based on the text from the book, and it's going to also create a learning objective that you have to cover to complete this lesson. And I mentioned that we have like 3 different agentic roles, like narrator, teacher, and technical illustrator you saw. And the way they're combined together is using this small interface where you can select which order and how much of each agent, how much time each agent is allowed to spend with the student, so they can all work together. You can rearrange like the order a bit, like to your tastes. You can also create more agents. That you can add more agents. You can create more agents. Like say you want to do image search agent, you would provide some kind of discussion. It would provide short description for what it does, and as well as the prompt. And like you can also embed some code that it can execute to do a task. You can also there's some setup code as well here. And like once you do it, you just create new role and it's gonna be added. Also, we have you also don't. It's not just limited to text. It also can do a visual like 2D avatar, and it can recognize your voice and also to speak. I'm not sure if it will. Yeah, see, it just worked. It just recognized what I saw.
That sounds like some advanced technology. For our lesson today, let's put our focus on the incredible processes happening inside your own body. Let's start with the main idea, homeostasis. Think of it as your body's automatic balance.
And basically, it's gonna interact like this with the student. And here's how you switch to Python. So you can try just running a simple calculator. You can also like plot stuff and use any other Python Jupyter/Jupyter features. There's internet access and so on. It also supports multiple languages, so you can switch to French and just like say something in French, and it would reply to you in French.
Très bien. Pouvez-vous décrire un exemple de mécanisme d'homéostasie qui se...
Yeah, so you see it's multilingual and yes, I think this is it.
Mhm.
I think I covered everything.
Mhm.
Um,
So you've seen how simple it is to integrate into the learning environment. Now we're going to show you how you can put up your own course or course that you're studying. You would upload your books, notes, or slides. You would link, it would automatically link to your website, Canvas, or email directly to your students. And so your students can learn at their own pace. This might be good for some required reading to make sure that the student had comprehension of the required reading you invited them to. Your students will get immediate feedback, relevant data sets, images, and visualizations on demand, structured learning paths, and conversational tutoring, all powered by convolution. This is an active case study which I'm involved with. My company, I'm the founder of AI4All.live, and we have a MOU with the Global Alliance for Artificial Intelligence. And with that group, which constitutes 365 delegates in 53 countries, we've amassed a library of 3,200 courses, all on AI ethics, leadership, literacy, and robotics. It's used by professionals, founders, schools, and global delegates. This is a verified live deployment of the convolution system today. So there are many use cases for convolution in higher education, K-12 schools, in government, and in enterprise for teaching and learning within large organizations. And so now we'd like it to show you how it looks for AI for All's library in terms of organization by folders, which are very simple to create.
yes, so let's see, AI for All is here. So you can create like a folder sort of like this. You can write some description. You can create learning modules. And like here, Joy has uploaded like 3,000 PDFs, which are some of them are books, some of them are small articles about topics related to AI governance. So like say you're interested in healthcare, then you open this learning module and it's going to just put your articles related to health, AI and healthcare. So here you can open it and see this is a very small PDF, which is I think is like just a report. And you can inspect the lesson plan. So I think that was a question about like how to deal with copyright in the upload material. So like when you upload it, the material is going to get processed, and the only thing that's going to be used is this lesson plan. So you can inspect if the lesson plan is how much material does it use from a book. Like because it doesn't really copy like parts of books. It just extracts some summary and it extracts the table of contents to in order to like kind of build the learning path for covering this book. But it doesn't copy all the text from the book. And so like if you want to create your own course like this, so you just go here like new folder, say how you wanna give it a name, and then you upload all the documents. And you can upload a bunch of them. So here we uploaded our white paper, and we uploaded some other things. Let's see. Here's this. So it's gonna start by extracting table of contents from the book. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not so easy. Once it extracts the table of contents, it's gonna look something like this. So see that this comes basically from table of contents, and then each lesson it comes just by extracting this chapter from a book and then processing it into a sequence of small lessons for this chapter. So this one still loads. It can take like some time to process the PDF, but after this it's quick. Oh, here it loaded the table of contents and extracted some information. It extracts the author name and the title and short description, and then it's gonna go through all the chapters and extract them. So if you want to customize your folder, you can also like upload logo, for example.
And I know that there's going to be quite a few questions, so I think I'm just going to stop there on this piece. Thank you so much, Daniel, for sharing that piece. And so basically, if LLMs give us intelligence, convolution gives us education for that intelligence. And we'd love you to join us at contact@soclearn.org. So questions, please.
Thank you so much. So I think Daniel already answered one of the questions that we had on the chat. And there was another question about the link. If you could share the link to the system, perhaps in the chat. I welcome everyone if you have any other questions or comments to start this conversation. There's one from Samina that she says that if there are uploaded materials used to train convolution.
No, we don't use them to train convolution. We only use them to extract like summaries of lessons, and then we from the summaries we build like a small prompts for lesson plans, and that's it. Like we don't train based on the textbooks themselves.
Perfect, thank you. Are there any other questions? Oh, I had one of my own. If no one has another question. And
Sorry. In the chat there are some questions like, can we have the link to this system?
Yes, we sent.
They already provided it.
Oh, okay.
My question was about the conception of the role, either of the instructor or the professor in this environment. How you conceive that role?
Well, basically this is like a review system. So like after, for example, you teach a class, you can submit your lecture notes for this class, and then or like record even like an audio recording or video recording of the lecture, and then it's going to be processed into the small lessons that like students can use to review, but like they're not going to learn everything from that. So it's kind of like similar to Jupyter, for example, like because Jupyter allows students to enter code and get instant feedback by running this code. So instructors can prepare a Jupyter notebook as a homework assignment. So it's similar, the same thing. They can use convolution to do like homework assignments.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? Yeah, we have one in the chat. Does the system pull its information solely from documents you upload? Is there potential for misinformation or hallucination? Great question.
Yes, we use these documents that we upload to ground the models, and like as long as you stay like within this like learning objectives for each lesson, it's not gonna hallucinate. Hopefully, I mean you can never be sure with language models because they're probabilistic systems, but like we try to ground them in the textbooks. We also ground them in code. So like if it knows it cannot calculate something, it can just use code, and the code is gonna if it's incorrect, it's just not gonna run. So that's one way. We also thinking about like integrating proof assistance to verify the logic behind the actions of the agents.
So in that case, how do you encourage teachers to work in case of hallucination? Is there like a pathway that you have?
You can adjust,
that?
you can manually adjust the prompt that was generated for each lesson. And then like based on that feedback, we can like refactor our system to generate better prompts like from then on.
Do teachers have access to each of the conversations students have?
We can provide access for teachers to each of the conversation.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions? There is one question. Is it free to use? Is it already implemented among educators? If yes, what's their feedback?
Joy, do
You can
want to?
speak to costs, and then I'll speak to feedback.
I mean, for now, it's free to use, but I mean, if it's like individual, but like if you have a big class, we have to pay upstream language model providers. But I mean, you can also connect your own language model providers because I believe UBC has ChatGPT subscription, so you can just use that. You can also like run your own Jupyter virtual machine, like I mentioned, so to use it for free. But like you can also pay us to do the setup for you. So it's more streamlined.
So we can customize it. And then, of course, if we're adding on a lot of customization, it wouldn't be free. But right now, it has so much for you as a professor or as an individual learner. And also, I have been an educator in the school system K through 12 for 15 years and post-secondary and a senior educational administrator of a coding school. So with all that experience bringing to bear on this project, I have tested a number of the lessons, not all of them because I had 3,200 of them, but they work quite well. And I went on some rabbit holes and some tangents, and it brought me right back to the prescribed learning outcomes. So I was very pleased with how tight and gated the information expression is. And so I'm not certain about other educators, but I'm here because of my positive feedback. I was shown this, and then I said, I'm investing my energy into the implementation and expansion of this project.
Thank you. Any other questions? Well, I do have one last question, and it is from the way teachers have told you they have used it. Like, what's the role in their classes from the feedback that you have had that this tool has had for them? Like, is it a main component of their classes? Is it like a homework component?
I
It's
haven't
more like
used it that way, so I will not speak to that because I've used it for professional development for people who are in our organization.
yeah, I would say it's mostly intended for homework, like not as a replacement.
Perfect. Thank you so very much, Danil and Joy. That's a fascinating demonstration in the way AI could be used in our classrooms. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.